Well, after weeks of anticipation and speculation, the World Cup is finally underway. Rob Bonnet's been watching this afternoon's events in Paris, and he has news of an heroic performance by the Scots against the cup holders Brazil, but it all ended rather sadly, Rob.
Yes, Andrew, and Scotland will be especially disappointed, I think, with their 2-1 defeat here this afternoon in the Stade de France by Brazil. They'd more than matched the world champions for over two-thirds of the game before eventually conceding the own goal that gave Brazil victory.
Unlike the pre-tournament hype, the opening ceremony was refreshingly brief, colourful and entertaining in a uniquely Gallic way. There were moments, though, when one wondered whether the Martians had qualified. And there was one particular sequence which suggested Gaza might have had a World Cup role after all. But overall, it was spectacular and enjoyable, and drew enthusiastic appreciation from the 80,000 present. What they most wanted, though, was for the players of Scotland and Brazil to follow suit. Outside, the eternally hopeful just wanted a ticket, but didn't get one.
I drove down this morning for the north of Scotland with no ticket, and when you run your camera through the crowd, we have nothing but suits. People wearing suits, okay? Not Scotland fans.
I'm looking for a big TV screen. Do you know where it is?
He would probably still have had to rub his eyes before believing he was watching his team walk out alongside Brazil with the world looking on. Unfortunately, what followed just 4 minutes into the match was all too familiar. A naive lack of marking allowing Sampaio to leave Jim Leighton as just one more spectator. The one thing Scotland had wanted to avoid was giving away an early goal. Instead, they found themselves fortunate not to concede several more, as first Hendry came perilously close to embarrassment. And then, with the Brazilian tide flowing at its most fluent, Leighton's 40-year-old reflexes needed to be at their sharpest to deny Roberto Carlos. With Ronaldo now adding his wizardry to the rich fabric of his side's attacking options, Scotland were looking spellbound. But their character somehow saw them through, and they began moving forward with more conviction. Their increasing confidence rewarded, totally unexpectedly, when goalscorer Sampaio clumsily sent Kevin Gallagher tumbling in the box. Making light of the incredible pressure, John Collins calmly dispatched a penalty, and Scotland were level. The second half continued in the same uncharacteristically open vein, with Rivaldo bending one only just wide. But Scotland now had the conviction to respond immediately, with Burley sending Taffarel sprawling. But with 15 minutes to go, Brazilian brilliance and Scottish misfortune combined. Cafu's piercing run was spotted and found by Dunga, and although Leighton parried, the ball ricocheted in off Tommy Boyd. There was to be no way back this time for the Scots once Jury's shot had failed to beat Taffarel's dive. But given that they were up against the best, their commitment and teamwork had made it a performance of which to be proud, and one which will keep alight their hopes of progressing. Kevin Geary, BBC News, at the Stade de France in Paris.